Imagine soaring 300 feet above the ground when suddenly silence takes over. Both engines fail. That was the reality for Bob Hoover, a celebrated test pilot, as he maneuvered his World War II propeller plane to a crash landing. No lives were lost, but the damage to the plane was severe. As the dust settled, Bob examined the fuel. His suspicion was confirmed. The plane had been mistakenly fueled with jet fuel instead of gasoline. A single mistake, but one with dire consequences. What would you have done in Bob's shoes? Anger would seem justified. Harsh words would feel natural. But Bob, a man of immense character, chose a different path. Upon returning to the airport, he asked to see the mechanic who had serviced his plane. The young man was overwhelmed with remorse, tears streaming down his face as Hoover approached. He had just caused the loss of a very expensive plane and could have potentially caused the loss of 3 lives. You might imagine Hoover's anger and the harsh words he might unleash for such carelessness. However, instead of scolding or criticizing the mechanic, Hoover placed his big arm around the man's shoulder and said, "To show you I'm sure that you'll never do this again, I want you to service my F-51 tomorrow." What does this teach us? It's simple. Criticism is easy, but understanding takes courage. It takes wisdom to look beyond the mistake and see the person. After all, none of us are perfect. As Dr. Johnson wisely observed, God himself does not propose to judge man until the end of his days. Why should you and I? So today, let's pause before we criticize. Let's strive to understand. The next time someone falters, ask yourself, how can I uplift instead of tear down? Remember, to know all is to forgive all. Let us create a world where kindness, tolerance, and understanding guide our actions. And always ask yourself, what kind of greatness will I choose to show today? If this story touched your heart and opened your mind, please like this video, share it with someone who needs a little inspiration today, and subscribe to join our journey of spreading peace and wisdom. Together, we can turn these pages of peace into actions of compassion that echo far beyond ourselves. Until next time, my friends, seek peace, share peace, and be the light this world so desperately needs.